Hello everyone, Rambles here, and welcome back to World of Warcraft Season of Discovery and our Human Paladins leveling campaign. Thank you guys very much for clicking on the video and joining me here in Azeroth today. I really do appreciate it, and I hope everybody is doing well. We are going to start things off in the wetlands today. I have gone ahead and picked up all the quests, so that is done. We're going to start by going after young Crocolisk and some Murlocs. Sometimes we get really lucky, we can find a lot of them in the lake here right nearby. Well, let's go ahead and we'll fight some Murlocs while we wait for the young Crocolisk to respawn. We could also head further out to the east. We do have to head over here and talk to the Green Warden. So maybe we'll plan on doing that. One thing I maybe should have done, maybe we should set our Hearthstone here. It's okay, we don't have to. So we need to kill 12 bluegill Murlocs, and we're looking for Gobbler. And there is his body. So he's a big purple Murloc. Should be pretty easy to spot whenever we see him. I think he's one of the named guys on like a 5-minute respawn timer. pretty decent chances that this dwarf is looking for Gobbler. Pretty decent chances. Yeah, he's running back and forth between the spawn points. Okay. So we could just camp out each of the spawn points. It looks like he's content to run back and forth, which is fine. Sometimes it is hard to stand still and wait for someone to respawn. I like to fight stuff nearby, as opposed to run back and forth. Okay, he's kicked us from the group. So I hope he doesn't tag Gobbler. Maybe he was just looking for kills. Oh no, he tagged him. He dropped group and tagged him. I'm gonna give him the old ... So we invited him to the group because we could see what he was doing. We were obviously doing the same thing. He obviously saw Gobbler, kicked us from the group or left the group, and then proceeded to pull him. That's like potentially some of the most passive-aggressive stuff anybody's ever done to me in the video game. Had to be intentional. Yeah, hard to think that was not intentional. I guess we're gonna wait for another respawn. And this is the EU server, so EU people, I'm judging all of you by the behavior that I encounter here. I've never had somebody like join a group for a named guy, hang out for a minute, see him spawn, leave the group and tag him. I've never had anybody do that. So, kind of hard to think it wasn't completely intentional. Let's come down here to the south a little bit and see if we can find some young Crocoliskins while we wait for Gobbler to respawn. No Crocolisk either. It's tough out here in the wetlands today. And we did hit level 27. Let's take a look at our talents. Obviously, we keep going into Conviction. Looks like we have a chest over here. See what kind of junk we can find today. Some waylaid supplies. We need to have a Season of Cool loot boxes. That's the official name. Season of Cool loot boxes. Or like when you find a loot box, there's actually something cool inside. You like get excited to find them. Maybe even make them have like personal loot. Personal loot to the class that loots them. That way, even if it's just a green, it's like it's a level appropriate green that maybe you can use. That would be cool. Season of loot. Personal loot for all the chests. Much higher chances to roll blues in the chest and epics. Every chest has at least one piece of gear relevant to your class and character level. There we go. That'd be a cool idea. And they give a bunch of XP for some reason. Because if you're out treasure hunting for loot, you should be able to level off of it, like at least a little bit. So yeah, they all give like a pile of XP. And of course you spawn like 50 times more than you spawn right now, and you put them in all the nooks and crannies of Azeroth. Make people really have to make a lot of them, but make it so people have to like look, explore, go into areas they wouldn't otherwise go into. Well, there we go. We got Gobbler's head. Let's see if we can find some more Crocolisk, and I think I will head back to town and Bender and set the Hearthstone before we head all the way out to the east. And if we can get the young Crocolisk one turned in, there is a follow-up. But I mean, I guess the problem is we might not find enough young Crocolisk on this side of the zone. We might have to wait. because we really aren't finding any over here. Okay, well, we found a bunch, but the drop rate is really low. Those last 3 that we killed, we did not get a single item, so not a lot we can do about that. Let's head back into town, we'll empty our bags, we will bind our Hearthstone. I thought I grabbed this quest earlier, but I guess I didn't.
Welcome.
It's a good thing that we came back.
Help you find something?
Okay, we have a lot of clams. Let's open all the clams. I should have figured that with us fighting Murlocs that we were full on clams. These are becoming tangy clam meats, which I don't think we have a recipe for quite yet. Crawler meat. Here we do. Oh, that's nice. 6 stamina and spirit. This is really good. And we have some other stuff we should go ahead and cook. And then I don't know if there is a trade goods vendor here or not. Maybe in this house over here. Nope. Maybe in Sita's house? General supplies.
What can I get for you today?
It's not what we need. Oh, here we go.
What can I get for you today?
There's a tradesman. Murloc fins, I feel like we could sell these. Merchant doesn't want our quest item. That's nice of him.
Off with you.
Okay, so we needed hot spices.
I'm the finest wares in the land. Hey, good.
Alright, so we can sell all the food except for the buff food that we just made.
Hi.
I also don't think I ever set this as our home.
You got my attention.
Well, the seasoned wolf kebabs are good too, but the question is, am I going to use that much buff food? We'll have to see. Obviously, I have a lot of ore I have to smelt.
Safe travels.
And I noticed that we also have mail from the auction house.
King's honor, friend. Or the Alliance. Be careful.
Just our failed attempt to sell a lesser moonstone. Should probably grab all that gear that didn't sell, and I should vendor it.
What's on your mind? Off with you.
Alright, so the search for the Crocoliskins continues. And then we'll go after the figure in the crates. I'd like to have the quest for the Elder Crocolisk before we go up here around the boat. So I might just hold off on that one until later. Because the Green Warden will have a quest eventually that takes us over in that direction too. To find the lurkers that are hanging out in stealth. So I'd like to be able to do those all at once. That's if we stay here that long. You know, there's a chance that we might peel out of here and go back to Duskwood without finishing everything. Part of my reason for coming here is I wanted to put myself in a position to grab the Arathi Highlands flight point and the South Shore flight points today. Which I'll probably just do that traveling off recording. Let's go grab the figure, and maybe in that time some of the Crocolisk will respawn. We still need 2 more. It really isn't about the spawns at this point, and more about the drop rate. Yeah, I'd say we might have bit off a little bit more than we can chew. Man, I bet if we were... I bet if we were the tank spec, we could handle stuff like that. You know what I mean? I feel like we could have handled that better just in general. I probably should have popped Lay on Hands instead of popping the bubble. But I just feel like maybe we could have done that better as the tank spec. I feel like maybe we don't need Shield of Righteousness. Let's run without it for now. Is that gonna feel good? I don't know. I may need to look at these key bindings. We need to get a better shield also. If we want to do this, we need to get like an actual good shield, an actual good one-hander. Alright, with that done, let's go back and check on the Crocolisk situation again. Yeah, I don't really like my key bindings where they're at. Not sure what I want to do. Let's do this. I mean, I guess I can still use Exorcism on like it's a 15-second cooldown. I guess we can have it out on the bar still, you know, even though we're not using the Exorcism, like the reduced cooldown, I guess? I don't know, like, I guess I don't really know what Exorcism was doing for us. I thought it was supposed to be proccing, but I never saw it proc, or rather Art of War. Melee criticals, oh okay, melee criticals reduce the remaining cooldown and mana cost, okay. I was thinking of it more like a proc, and that's not really how it works. That's why we never really saw it fire off in the reactive spells or abilities combat text. Makes sense. Yeah, I think it's fine just to have it fire it off every 15 seconds. Some additional damage. Yeah, this is definitely a bottleneck quest for people. Look at all every single one of them is dead. Because of the really bad drop rate, everybody bottlenecks here. And then it becomes impossible to find them, and then you have more bottlenecking. And it's just like, it's a problem that perpetuates itself, basically. We're gonna have to move on. We're gonna have to head out to the east and hope that we can get them out there. Unless we get some really lucky drops. Like off the next couple that we can pull. We gotta chain pull. Let's pull this next one. That was a well-timed exorcism that ended up netting us that guy, because the hunter did try to tag it. Yeah, no such luck with the drops. We're gonna keep going. Got a couple more areas ahead where we can find them on our way out to visit the Green Warden. Well, there we go. Of course, the first two that we kill out in this direction, we get the items immediately. Makes sense. We might as well hit up the vendor here. Clear out the inventory a little bit.
I got the best deals anywhere! Glad I could help.
We have many more clams to open. And we also grabbed some raw bristle whisker catfish off the Murlocs, which we can cook that as well. So we'll hang on to the meat. We are going to head down to the south and we'll work on his first quest. We're going after Moss-hide mongrels and Gnolls. And from what I remember, this should be a good area to test out our AoE capabilities. Lots of camps of 4 and 5. So it should be a good time. We found a large green sack. That's a 10-slot bag. That's awesome. That can definitely go in the bank for future ults. We're gonna let that guy come back whenever he feels like it, because he is faster than us. And yeah, eventually he's just gonna have to come back and get killed. These runners are really freaking annoying. Alright, here's the big camp. This is a camp of 6. Now, we didn't get all 6, I don't think, but we got at least 5 of them. That felt pretty good. Definitely did a lot better with that than we would have with the 2-hand build. So I think for AoE, prot is the way to go. Or at least like a hybrid prot DPS build. Even on a single target, this still feels really strong, you know? And hey, look at that, we did manage to run ourselves completely out of mana. Although it's regenning pretty quickly, we have Guarded by the Light, so... comes back pretty quick. This is the first time we've drank water in 27 levels, so there is that. And I think we're done. Yeah, we're actually already done with that one. That was really fast. The hyper spawns helped, the big AoE pulse helps. So yeah, let's go back, we'll turn this one in, and we will grab the follow-up. Alright, we're gonna go after the crude flint first. See how efficiently we can get that one done. Sometimes the drop rate's really slow on this. And then Side as a Bag is another quest where we could find it in the first couple of kills. We could find it in the first 50 kills. Sometimes I find it right away. Sometimes it takes a while. So we'll see. I'd like to at least get these two done before we think about heading back to town. Alright, I did not expect that to bounce into the camp, actually. Did not expect that at all. We might be able to deal with this. With the casters, it isn't really great. Because they're just going to be back there taking pot shots at us. Let's go ahead and do lay on hands here. I don't really see that we have much choice. We really need to get these casters dead. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Alright, we lived. We lived with 80 HP. That was just a bad shield throw. And yeah, it looks like the drop rate is going to be really bad for these guys. We have to have a more powerful version of Holy Light. Okay, we have Holy Light 4. Yes, please. There we go, that's much better. Yeah, I guess the only thing kind of bad about this build is that it is more mana intensive. At least it feels like it is the way we're playing it. I'm not sure about this pull. It's 6 guys, 2 casters, a bunch of runners. I do have Divine Protection. That's not going to really do a lot for us. If things go wrong, maybe I can just pull this guy by himself. That's going to help a little bit, I think. We'll just chill and wait for him to come back. Or we'll just do that. That works too. There we go. Alright, again, pretty close call. But we managed to come out on top. Kind of like having the ability to push the class a little bit, especially being kind of unfamiliar with it. In this version of WoW, it's nice to be able to push it. And we have a chest here. I don't think this chest was here a second ago. Okay. Large brown sack, so another 10-slot bag. That's a really nice find, actually. And we did hit level 28. Point number 4 in conviction. That's almost capped out. There we go, that's 9 out of 9. How close are we to... Oh, we're very close to where we can farm for Sita's bag. It's right here north of us. Let's go do that. And then we can turn the quest into the Green Warden, get his follow-up. And then I would say we could hearth back, but maybe we need to go check out the excavation site. Maybe we could do that if we want to do anything in that area. I mean, the reality is we're level 28. And let's see, stuff back in Duskwood. Nothing's gonna go gray. It's, you know, it's not like we're gonna lose anything if we gain another level or two here. And there we go. Of course we got it within the first handful of kills. That is actually very lucky. With that in mind, let's head south and we will check out the excavation site. I feel like the entrance to it is like somewhere down here. This is the War Banners area, so the excavation site, the entrance might be a little bit further down. There is a dwarven flag that we can see marking the entrance if we're keeping our eyes open. I mean, I could go after the War Banners too. Since we are right here, I might as well. I don't think the guys are level 28. Pretty sure they're a little bit lower level than that. We can go check. Level 26, yeah, let's fight these guys too. Why not? We're right here. We might as well do it. It's not hardcore. We don't really have to worry about the danger that might be involved. And with our character power, I feel like we're going to be just fine. With this build, I do feel like we want to be pulling at least 2 guys every fight if we can. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste of all of our AoE buttons. We have an iron node here. We can't get iron yet. What do we need to be at to get iron? 125. Ugh. Yeah. I am gonna have to work on our mining. We need to find tin. Tin and silver can give us skill ups when mining. We have a lot of silver to smelt. Not a lot, but we have a lot for silver. We can also smelt some more bronze. That might get us skill ups. But we really got to get that going. I'm going to have to figure out how I can spend some time on that, I think. We need to be able to get iron before we go into Stranglethorn, basically. We do have a silver vein up here, and I kind of have to prioritize getting to it. Alright, that is 8 out of 8. You know what we should do? We should go back to the Green Warden and actually turn in this quest. That would be the smart thing to do. Okay, he gave us his follow-up, which happens over in this direction. I think for now I'm going to hearth us back to Menethil Harbor. Let's get everything turned in. And then we'll kind of see where we stand and decide what we want to do next. Part of me thinks that for our next leg of questing, we should maybe go back to Duskwood and finish things up over that way. But that doesn't exclude us being able to do some more stuff here if we want, prior to going into Stranglethorn.
Go with honor, friend.
You need something? Have a good one.
Well met. Light bless you. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
Well met. Be good. See you soon.
Great to meet you. Watch your back. Open for business. Light bless you.
Get her back.
Alright guys, I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to take a break right here for today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take us to around the Highlands on my own and take us over to South Shore and grab those flight points. For whenever we want to either do questing in South Shore or we want to do SFK later on, we might want to do Scarlet Monastery. So I want to get those flight points and be ready to do that stuff. But then I think for our next little bit of questing, we will go back to Duskwood. And we'll finish up some things in Duskwood. We're also at a point now where like we can maybe do Stockade. There's a quest in Red Ridge to pick up for Stockade. We have a follow-up from Stormwind for Stockade, so I think that stuff is going to be what we do next. I'm going to let this go ahead and smelt all of my copper so we can get caught up on that for next time. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it and all the support on the series. As always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.